Hey, how you guys doing? So, big news on these three girls right here, which temporarily I was dubbing on the Monster Girls as well. On 10/6, October 6th of this year, we're going to get an album which is going to include the full versions of these songs. We're going to have Aoi Kanaria, I'm Still, Queendom, and Monster Girls. So those four songs will finally be released in full form instead of just being an MV available only in the game for Love Live School Festival All-Stars. So it's going to come out, and I'm very excited because some of these songs we've been waiting for almost half a year for a full version. On the top of that, this album will include a drama, so I guess with those three girls. So definitely look forward to that because it has been such a long time for those, and eventually we'll probably have them be playable in the game, and then maybe we'll even see these girls join the other girls in the game itself as characters you can throw on your screen and collect cards for. And on top of that, as I mentioned before, as I would expect, we are going to have a poll for these three girls where we get to decide the sub-unit name for them. So this is kind of a thing I predicted like a long time ago, as it only made sense. Three different girls, they're not part of a sub-unit, they shouldn't break or mess with the other sub-units. And well, most of those other polls had us decide who we were going to put together first. This was already decided beforehand. So now we just skip to the process where we are going to suggest names, and then the staff will probably pick their favorite names from the choices, which we're going to be giving explanations. So then they're going to take their favorite choices, pair them with the explanations. It might be like 10 or so choices, and then they'll create a second poll where we as fans get to choose the final name. The most popular name will then be used as their name, and then they'll probably want this to be done before they release the album. That's why I imagine the album is going to be released that far in advance, so they have proper time to get the names for this group and then create their kind of logo that they would probably throw on that cover. That's why we only have a temporary cover for that whole album. So let's take a look at that poll, which I'll give you a link in the description if you wish to participate in the poll. It is all in Japanese, but we could try Google translating to see how it might look easier to read. So here I am on the page where you can go and take a part of this poll. Again, I'll give you a link in the description to see if you can go ahead and participate in this. I have Google translated this from Japanese to English, so that way it could be readable, but this is normally in Japanese if I were to switch it back, but that's not very easy for you guys to read, so we'll take this, but it's not going to be perfect English. But the basic idea is we have the polling period, which is starting now, and it's going to end on July 11th, so you got about 10 days to enter this, and they want you to enter the name of what you thought of. So we'll talk about what I came up with right after this, but you know, you can say like Monster Girls or whatever, and then you do explain it. There's a 150 character limit, so make sure you try to fit it within it. I don't know if they are okay with taking overseas ideas, because sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I don't know. Here is where you put in your name or your pen name, so whatever you want to put in here. So I could put in what my YouTube name is or my actual name, and then gender if you care to answer, age, and the prefecture. They don't actually have overseas as an option, so you might just pick Tokyo or something like that. But you've been usually having overseas, which is kind of odd, and why they didn't have it here. But that's basically it. Go ahead and click on the button to submit it, and it'll give you a second verification screen, and then you can click on that and submit that. So let's take a look at some ideas, because you know, you guys are probably interested in what I was thinking of for some ideas for this, and I've been brainstorming for like an hour or so. So the idea was I was trying to create something that focuses on what's special with these girls. So I was thinking, look at their image colors, which we have, you know, Shiriko, Mia, and Lanju. Their image colors are jade, green, silver, and pink. So I thought, what could that possibly be that includes all of that? And then I was also thinking of, well, the problem with the special things is they each have their own nationality that is different: Japanese, American, Chinese. And how could I combine that and make that in part of the name? Well, for that part, for the nations, I couldn't really think of anything. So I don't know, like Trination, but I couldn't think of anything that is shared too much beyond between Japanese, American, Chinese. I don't know what, anime, whatever. They're all nice countries, wealthy countries. Who knows? I didn't really get too successful with that, so I kind of abandoned that idea. But then I went with the colors here, So pink, silver, and green. Well, green and pink are generally paired pretty well because of nature, but silver does not fit that. But the one thing I did think of is jewelry. So jewelry often has, of course, maybe like a silver ring, but then you can have like a jade crystal or gem on. But you can also have like multiple on there, like pink and green. So I was thinking, jewelry could work. So I started working with that idea. So I started thinking of gems and jewels. I was thinking of like Jaded because, Shiriko was jade green. And, what Jaded means. And I felt that was kind of appropriate to their background. But I don't know if that's a great name. And that's kind of really focused on Shiriko. So I kind of threw that idea away. And I was thinking of emeralds. Because I was also trying to get the idea of trying to get the M, L, and S in there. Because, we have Mia, Ranju, and Shiriko. So I tried to get the first letter of their names. So MLS or Major League Soccer, I guess. But I was trying to get that, and like emeralds worked, but I was trying to think of other gemstones that have M, L, and S in there. But I don't know if that was me focusing on something that was important. And that, again, this is still very Shiriko feeling because it's green. So I ended up going with the word glamorous, which again has L, M, and S, and you can see I capitalized it to focus on that. Kind of like how you do Asuna and all that. Like I try to incorporate their names in it would make them special that, but also I feel it has a good meaning because these all girls can be defined as glamorous. So for example, we have Ranju, as you can see, she's generally considered queen, think of queendom, and queens can definitely be glamorous, and that's definitely kind of the feeling that she gives off. Mia, her color is silver, and silver is pretty glamorous, and I could say all these girls can be very glamorous as well. Shiriko being jade green, that's kind of a special gemstone color. So I thought all these girls can be very glamorous, and look, they can even get them kind of in the word glamorous here. So that's kind of why I went with that. I think it sounds pretty nice. I don't know if it's a great idol name, but beats me, to be completely honest. I was also trying to think of jewels, and I'm like, there's S and there's an L, but like the W is an upside down M. So maybe that would work for jewels. But I feel like that's kind of a little far stretch to think of the W being upside down M. Or maybe they could create a special logo with that. But I don't know. That's one of my ideas. My front running option is still glamorous here. I didn't think of anything super great. Some people might think Monster Girls is fine. I don't know if that's what necessarily you want to have an outgroup called Monster Girls. But I guess it works. But let me know what you guys think about these names. I have seen other people do one. I've seen someone say Pastellar or something, where they combine past and pastel and stellar. One of people comment that on Twitter. But I think this is okay. I always probably come with names that are probably too much thought into it and make it kind of almost far stretch, or it's so much thought needed to think about it that it doesn't make any more sense than it is needed. And I really wanted to try to create something that really took advantage of the fact it's Japanese, American, Chinese, because I think that's the true thing that's really special about the subunit, is that they are able to leverage the fact they have multiple languages in there. And I thought if someone can create a cool name that really combines all three of them, I think that it could really be special. I don't know, maybe it has, ramen. I don't know, all these countries like ramen, but maybe every country loves ramen, so I don't know if that's gonna really work. But that's something I would love to see. I know a lot of people are trying to do try, or maybe they're gonna do Trinity, because there's 3 girls and they're all goddesses or something, and you focus on 3. But again, that's just a lot of subunits have 3 people in it. So I think shouldn't be focusing on the number 3 itself, but rather the individual nationalities themselves. How can we get Japanese, American, and Chinese all involved together? But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about these name ideas in the comments below. If you are going to Nepal, yes, you can steal my ideas. It would be cool. Maybe that'll bring it more attention, and maybe they'll think, oh, this is a cool idea. We should take this name and make it one of the options. I would love to see that. That'll be okay with me. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. What do you think about the album that's coming up? I'm pretty excited and can't wait to finally get full versions of these songs. And if you got any good ideas for these names, and of course paired with a good explanation, comment that down below, and we'll see if any of these become the names for these subunits and make your mark on Love Live history. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.